standing firm. This is Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
The Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And Kirk Market, experience a world of choice. And Automotive Art Cayman, your car, our passion.
And now,
Radio Cayman presents
The Buzz, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local environment. This is where we address the topics that matter. Here's your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning, Cayman. Welcome to The Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller. I'm very excited for this conversation this morning because I'm going to tell you I booked our guest out a couple months ago. I've been having this topic specifically on my mind for about a year, so I'm very excited to have it. We are joined by Ms. Tamsin Deasey-Weinstein, director at UCCI. She's a Chamber of Commerce Council member, an AI expert and researcher, and she's authored several insightful reports on how artificial intelligence is shaping the future of work in the Cayman Islands. Her research explores the skills Caymanians will need, the opportunities AI can unlock, and the policies that could help ensure Cayman stays competitive in a rapidly changing global economy. So today we're going to discuss how AI is reshaping career pathways in the Cayman Islands, what it means for our workforce, and how Cayman can prepare for these changes to build a resilient, future-ready society. So good morning and welcome to The Buzz, Tamsin.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. What an introduction.
Hey. Well, you know, I had my little help from ChatGPT too, right? I told you it's one of my favorite platforms with AI.
Excellent,
for sure.
Excellent.
But thank you. And, you know, I said that I've been very excited to have this topic. We spoke off air about that.
Yes.
And you recently also were a part of a SIMPA training, which I'm part of that board.
I was.
Amazing
yes.
training.
Thank you.
People loved it. And it that room was packed.
Yes.
We couldn't even pack more people in it.
Yes.
And it just shows the enthusiasm people in Cayman have and the knowledge that they're seeking with AI.
That's true. That's very true. And globally, it's such a big topic of interest and people want to learn. So that's the key thing, that people want to know more.
Huge. I was at it was the RF CEO conference, so the Cayman Economic Outlook.
Yes.
2 years ago it
Yes.
was. And one of the presenters asked the audience a question. And that question was, does anybody here use ChatGPT?
Oh, really?
There was maybe 10 of us that put our hands up.
That's so interesting.
I was blown away. I was like,
Yeah.
but hold on.
Wow.
So fast forwarded to now.
Yes.
And I almost don't know anybody who hasn't used it.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Which presenter asked that question? Can you remember?
I can't even remember last week. I can't remember.
That's
but
so
they did ask.
interesting, though, to think that the growth in 2 years from a very small percentage of the world using it to everybody in the world using it.
Right.
I mean, it's insane, really, when you think about it. I don't know any other tech ever or innovation that's grown so fast.
It is actually allegedly the fastest growing tech ever invented
Yeah.
and the fastest growing, I guess, apps
Yeah.
that are out there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting like that. Like ChatGPT or OpenAI is actually the biggest one.
It is.
Yeah.
It
so
is.
that was fascinating.
Yeah.
That means something.
Yeah, it really does. Really does.
So I did say you were an expert.
Yep.
And although I gave a bit of a brief introduction of who you are, I would absolutely love for you to explain to our audience a bit more about your professional background,
Yep.
especially as it pertains to your AI expertise.
Of course. So I'll start by saying really that the AI has a lot of different facets, and there's this long running argument about who is an AI expert. And some people say it's people who can code, and some people say it's people who are technical, and some people say AI experts are people that can apply it. And the interesting thing, it's all of those people. It's such a broad field that I don't want people to be put off learning about it because they don't know how to program or they don't know how to code or they're not technical. Because AI is the first tech really that democratizes it. It takes away the need to have that training, and it is for everybody. And that's a really important message for people who are scared by it. It is for everybody. It takes away the technical necessity to know certain things, and it's for everybody to use. So I don't have a technical background. I'm not a programmer. I didn't do computer science or data science. I'm actually, I have two past career pathways, really. I was an educational leader for a long time. I still am. I'm a director at UCCI, and I'm also a marketing director. So my first trade was as a marketing director, and then I moved into education, and I led colleges and universities in England. First of all, we opened vocational schools. We did lots of different things, and I was on the strategy side. And like I said, I'm also a marketing director. And what I found was when AI came out and I got heavily involved in it about 3 years ago, the skills that I'd learned really fed into me being a really good AI person. So obviously marketing is data-driven, and my role in education was data-driven, and it was about learning how to analyze data and use it to predict outcomes or use it for good. And really that's what AI is. So I don't have a typical background as a programmer going into AI. My background was in more generic strategy and data analysis, but learning what outcome you want and finding the solution to that problem. And that's what AI does. So a lot of AI experts in the world don't have a technical background. They have this background. So that's a really good point to make to people. I've learned bits of coding and programming going on. I've learned some of the technical side. I put myself through a year's course at MIT, which is one of the world leaders in AI, 2 years ago.
It's a pretty big institution.
It was
MIT.
a big institution, and it was an amazing experience, not just for the learning, but for the network I built. And we still speak every day. There were 60 people on the course there were 80 people from 60 different countries. Mm-hmm. We had a variety of backgrounds, and we still speak every day. So the network was completely invaluable. I'm actually starting a master's level course at the University of Oxford in January in AI. So that will be, so I am, I'm always learning as well. That's another key takeaway, that even though, people might say I'm an AI expert, I know that I know more than most people. It moves so fast. You can never stop learning it. So like I said, I'm starting at Oxford in January. I'm also potentially doing a PhD in AI simultaneously. I'm trying to keep on top of my own skills. So
That's a lot. You have a lot.
I have a lot going on.
Because you also have your full-time job.
And I have 2 small children.
You're on some committees.
I'm on
the
some
children,
committees.
yes. You're married. You have a lot going on.
I have a lot going on. I like to be busy.
Yeah.
But AI helps me get through it all.
That's amazing. That's true, actually.
It does.
Yeah.
It really and actually I wouldn't be able to do all this without AI.
Okay.
So that's a little bit about me.
I love how you also pointed out that you're also just continuously learning.
Continuously.
Yeah. I love that, because that's just the way of the world. It doesn't stop when we're done with high school or university or anything like that. It's a continuous thing. And pretty much what we're going to talk about right now is about that upskilling, because AI is here to stay. It's not a trend. It's not a buzzy word, although, it's been around for a minute or two.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So without getting, I guess, too technical, I know you talked a little bit just now about what AI is, I guess, on the data side. But if you could give us a little bit more, because there's generative AI as well, right? So we've moved more from just data and automating tasks.
Exactly.
So if we could talk about that, and it's kind of, I guess, it's global impact.
It is,
and then we'll tie it to Cayman.
Of course. So everybody has a different definition of AI, because AI is different to every single person. And the really interesting thing is we don't know its full capacity. Even the people who are building it, so, OpenAI and Anthropic, and even the people building the frontier models don't really understand what it can do. And they openly admit that they don't really understand the capacity of what it can do. So to tie down a fits-all definition of AI is really difficult. But basically, it's training machines or computers, but more broadly machines, to perform tasks that humans can also do. But it's moving to perform tasks beyond what humans can do, so quicker, faster, more efficient. And the newest part of AI is training them to think. So that's where it moves really from automation to AI. It's not just saying, if this happens, do this. It's not just telling the machine to trigger a task. It's telling it to think about the task and give a thoughtful output or reason. And And the way they did this is they started looking at the human brain. I don't want to get too technical. And looking at the way the human brain processes information. And they started recreating that with what they call neural networks. So basically, when you feed information into a Gen AI they're called large language models. Something like OpenAI, ChatGPT is called a large language model. It feeds information through a neural network, which means it goes backwards and forwards, and it triggers events, and it's saying, is this right? Yes, no. It goes backwards and forwards, and it reasons to get a good output, exactly the same way a human brain does. So that was kind of the big step forward in AI. They are mimicking what human brains do in a machine, and that's why we're starting to get the outputs that we're getting.
I think it's so fascinating.
It really is.
I like it. I know some people are scared of it, and we'll talk about that part, but I just think it's so fascinating.
It really is. It's really insane when you think about it. Like, I still get excited about it. Every day I find something that I'm excited about.
Yes, and I think that's the important way to look at it.
Yes.
Instead of being kind of fearful and not wanting to approach it or check it out, it's once you do and you see from the simplest things, it will get your mind going that you want to try more out, right?
Of course.
So,
and you can,
love that.
you can look at anything with a glass half full or glass half empty. And sometimes it depends on your personality. Sometimes it depends on what you know about your level of education about something. Anything has the capability to be used for good or to be used for bad, or have good and bad. I mean, even driving a car, everybody drives cars, but you can get into a car crash, things can happen. So we have to use things responsibly. But I genuinely would say to people, don't be scared of it, because if you learn to use it responsibly, it can absolutely change your life.
Yes. Agreed with you on that.
Sorry, I keep interjecting, don't I?
No, it's okay. We go with the flow of the convo.
Exactly.
That's what I prefer to do. So sometimes I feel like Cayman takes a minute to catch on to some global trends that are happening.
Yeah.
Sometimes, not all the time. But with AI, I almost feel it's the same thing, as if we're slowly warming up to this. So the impact on Cayman, why do we need to pay attention to AI like from yesterday?
Exactly. So AI is going to change every job role. It's going to change every sector. It's going to change the economy completely. And in my view, the people that will succeed are the people that know how to use it in their daily jobs and know how to use it to change their working day. Every sector is going to change. And the interesting thing about AI is it's starting with the white collar jobs, so the office jobs, because it's automated, computer-based, intelligence-based. It's changing the roles that people normally weren't touched by tech. So initially, if you think about jobs that were changed by tech, it was more manual jobs. So things like conveyor belt operators and lift operators and whatever that might be, telephonists. It's a hard word to
I don't even know this word.
People who used to route phone calls.
Oh, okay.
In the many years ago, and they were the jobs that were changed. But now it's changing the office level jobs. So it's going for the white collar jobs first, and the more manual jobs aren't being affected as quickly because robotics haven't caught up as quickly as Gen AI, which is, as you were saying, the generative AI like OpenAI, Claude, where it's generating text or images or whatever that might be. And if you look at Cayman, look at our main sectors that bring in a lot of the money. Financial services, we have legal, we have healthcare, we have construction. These are some of the sectors that are changing quickly. Hugely. So our companies need to keep up. They need to be competitive on a global scale. Our Caymanian people need to be upskilled so that they can fill those jobs. This is actually, and again, I'm a glass half full person. And when AI first came out on a global scale, the first thing I thought about was how it could change the workforce in Cayman. And we always have a lot of, obviously, I don't know how to phrase it, political conversations around what level of expats do we need, unemployed Caymanians and residents, etc. This is a massive opportunity for our community because it's a It's an innovation that's come along that's going to fundamentally change every job role. So every single job role is going to have to be retrained. And if we can retrain Caymanians, residents, people who are on the island now to fill those jobs going forward, it will reduce our reliance on bringing in expatriate labour, more expatriate labour. And it gives our Caymanians a chance that they haven't had before, because everybody's starting from the same starting point.
Literally.
Literally. Yep. So it's a huge opportunity for us.
Yeah.
And it could be massive for Cayman. It could really put us on a global scale. And the other big message that I always say to people is, Cayman is tiny. It's a tiny country, which means that we can make national impact fast. If you look at somewhere like North America, trying to implement national AI education is impossible because it's so huge. But look at Cayman. Every single school in Cayman can be teaching its kids AI quickly because we don't have that many. We can have working groups of the major companies working together to do AI for good because we're small. So we actually have a huge advantage over America, England, other countries in the world. We just need to take it.
I agree with you. We're smaller, so it's easier to implement and test and control.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that. We're going to absolutely get into how we're looking at education and educating our students from, elementary school, high school, university level, because I really think it has to start from a very, very young age. That's my personal opinion. We'll get into that later in our conversation. Right now, we're going to go to a commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to get a little bit of a summary of two of the reports that we're specifically drawing information from today. Okay, let's go to the commercial break.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, he hath founded it upon the seas.
Henry Ackerman, 1908.
Henry Ackerman was born in West Bay, one of 7 children of Henry Azariah and Lydia Ackerman. After completing his formal schooling there, he became a seaman. He sailed as a crew member on board ships of the Swanee Steamship Company and National Bulk Carriers, as well as on U.S. supply ships during World War II. He mastered many other trades as well in order to support his family. He was a skilled barber, shoe repairman, fisherman, and painter. He was married to Coriel Louise Ebanks, and together they raised 1 son and 4 daughters. They also raised a physically handicapped boy who later became a talented carpenter. After Louise's death, Henry married Mae Jackson. Henry remained a devoted and loving son to his parents, looking after them in their home until they died within 12 hours of each other at the age of 85.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
We have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future.
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance
or protecting your family's household investment.
From our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center,
specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Call today.
Join us today and be the key to breaking down HIV stigma and getting educated. The Cayman AIDS Foundation is a nonprofit organization working diligently to eliminate HIV stigma and to help make a difference. We are dedicated to overall wellness, community campaign, and education outreach programs. Know your status. Get tested today. Early detection could save your lives. Call the HSA and make an appointment. This message has been brought to you by the Cayman AIDS Foundation.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Welcome back to The Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and we are talking about AI and Cayman's future workforce. The guest I have with me in studio today is Tamsin Deasey-Weinstein. She's a director at UCCI. She gave a whole lot of other information about her at the beginning of the show. I call her an AI expert, and
I'm happy with that. I'm happy
with that. We are discussing really in our conversation. It's going to be a number of items that we're discussing from two reports, which she shared on LinkedIn. So that's how I found this information and was like, Tamsin, you got to come on with me. We got to talk about this. So those two reports are what we're drawing context from. The reports are AI and the Future of Work in the Cayman Islands. And the second report is Emerging Career Paths in Skills in Cayman You Shouldn't Ignore. So we're going to get into detail about those reports, but if you could briefly summarize what each is about, even though the title kind of gives it away, and also what inspired them.
Of course. Okay, so my background interests really are in plugging skills gaps. I have a big passion for doing exactly that. And in England, I worked at various universities and colleges, and a large part of my role was working with people like local industry, the Chamber of Commerce, the universities, bringing them together and saying, what skills do our local people need? What skills gaps are there? Where are their job gaps? Where are we not filling them? Where are people unemployed? And why are we not bringing them together? And it has a huge impact, and it's something I'm very passionate about. So it's something that I'm very passionate about here. I've lived in Cayman for 6 years, and it's something I really want to bring to the community here. So obviously AI is my other passion. So bringing them together, I do a lot of research on how does AI plug the skills gaps and what skills are going to be created and what do we need to give to our people to make them job ready. And I churn out lots and lots of different reports that I post on my LinkedIn, and these are two of the more recent ones. The Future of Work one is really a roadmap for upskilling our local people, but also it gives recommendations for companies, individuals, educational establishments, even government, on what we can do to implement AI and make ourselves ready for it. The Emerging Career Pathways was, as you said, it talks about what our main sectors are in Cayman, what the jobs might be going forward, and what training pathways are available for people. Because it's a huge stumbling block for a lot of people, me included. When I first went on my formal AI education learning journey, it was incredibly hard to know what to study. You know, what do I study? Where do I study? What courses are good? What do I need to learn? What skills do I need? Because it's a new and emerging tech, nobody knows.
So how did you figure that out?
I spent hours and hours and hours and hours researching. I bet I spent 6 months every night looking at what was available on the market, what would help me personally. And that's the interesting thing. AI is different for every person. So what's right for me won't be the right pathway for somebody else. So I just spent an immense amount of time, and there wasn't much out there at that time. That was maybe 3 years ago. So a lot of the courses were on data analysis or machine learning or very technical, but there wasn't anything more generic about AI or how it fits into businesses or AI in specific sectors. So it's still a minefield. It's probably a minefield on the other way now that there's so much choice. So if you go online and you type in AI course into the internet, you'll get thousands of courses come up, and everyone's promoting their free courses on LinkedIn or on Facebook or wherever that might be. You know, become an AI expert in a day, become an AI expert in a week. There's so many choices, and you know, people are overwhelmed. They don't know which are good, which are bad. The content, everyone sees it's a way to make money, so everybody's churning out these courses that, you know, aren't massively beneficial to people. So that was what I aim to do with these, really. I understand where people are getting confused, and it's trying to give some clarity. Like I say, I churn out lots of these all the time. So if anyone's ever interested, they can follow me on LinkedIn and listen to my ramblings. But
I love it. You have so much information on LinkedIn. And I'm also like, where does she find the time?
There you go. At 4:30 in the morning when I'm in the gym, I'm also doing my LinkedIn.
Wow.
I know. It's quite a sad life I lead.
It seems very structured.
There you go. But I try to pull data from kind of global impact reports and then localize it, and that's one of the really important things. Like all the McKinseys and Deloittes and all of the big players in the world always publish reports about the state of AI, but trying to localize it so that it means something to people here is the key thing, and that's what I try to do with my reports.
Okay, because the next question was, where do you pull the data
Where do I
from?
pull the data?
So I understand globally where you're getting some data from, but locally, then if we're going to put it in a Cayman context and then look at the Cayman snapshot, how did you gather the data for the Cayman Islands?
Of course. So from a variety of different sources, really. So I look at the job postings. I look at the latest WORC data. I look at the job data that's put out monthly on that. We did a survey about 18 months ago now on skills gaps nationally. UCCI did it with, so I use the data that we pulled from that. I use the data from focus groups. I use local news. I use UCCI data that we have. We know how many graduates we got. We know what areas they're in. So I look at, I source as many sources as I can nationally, and I use AI to help me analyze that. I analyze the local data against the national data against the global data, and then that helps me draw my conclusions. And obviously the things I know in my own head from
your professional experience.
From doing
right. Yes, absolutely. Okay, awesome. Good to know. So for the people that are listening, you can follow Tamsin Deasey-Weinstein.
I know.
I want to say it the other way, right? She gave me a bit of a lesson on how to say the last name. I was like, no, it's this way. It's a German name. It's not a German name. So anyways.
I'm going to have to change my name to make it much easier to remember.
Oh, no, it's all good. All good. It's me. I had it, the one way that I was saying it in my brain. So y'all can go to her LinkedIn and find these reports. It's amazing. There's so much out there. She does share a lot of information. So we're turning to the fact that globally, there's AI-exposed jobs that are changing 66% faster than traditional ones.
Yes.
So what does that speed of change mean for Cayman's small labor market?
Yeah, so we touched upon this a little bit earlier. Obviously, we are small, which means we can change fast, but we do have to change fast. So jobs are changing. Whether we like it or not, we can't stop it from happening. Jobs are changing to make them more efficient, to make us more strategic, to make us do more, quicker, faster, however that might be. So the only thing we can do really is constantly upskill. And that's quite scary for some people. But the interesting thing is it doesn't necessarily mean going back to formal education. So formal education is amazing. It will give you a structured pathway to learning the new skills that you need. And obviously I work in formal education, so I'm a huge advocate for it. But if you don't have the capacity to do that, or the money, or the time, or whatever that might be, don't just stop and do nothing. I started my AI learning journey by listening to podcasts. So every morning I would choose a podcast and I would listen to it.
Can you share what some of the, if you can remember?
Yeah. So even now, every morning I listen to at least 2 hours of podcast before I go to work and do anything. So there's AI Uncovered, there's Leveraging AI, there's I can actually send through a link if you want.
Absolutely. I just want to get a couple for inspo for people.
Of course, definitely.
yes.
So every morning, even now, I listen to 2 hours of podcasts on AI. Because even if you have a structured learning pathway, the industry moves so fast that something new comes out every day.
Right.
And this is the huge struggle. This is all honesty, the biggest struggle for education in AI. To write, accredit and bring out a program at any university globally, you're looking at probably a minimum of 8 to 12 months.
Okay.
Because it has to be written, it has to follow a specific framework, it has to have the accreditation stamp, then you have to market it, then you have to recruit to it. Probably, let's say 12 months. AI in 12 months is a completely different animal. So if I've built a program on AI, in 12 months' time, the content that I'm teaching people will be completely different. So it's a huge issue for educational establishments globally because they can't keep up with the changes. So what the long accredited programs tend to be are the basics that you need to know. So whether that's if you're doing a data degree, you're learning about data analysis. If you're doing an AI in business degree, it's about implementing AI. But then you still need to keep up with the changes that are happening all the time. So I do that through little short online courses, listening to podcasts, reading books. Again, you have a similar issue with books that as soon as they're printed,
yes, that's true.
Some of it's out of date. So for me, podcast is a great way to go, and I'll send a list through. So for everybody, if you can't afford to learn an accredited pathway or you don't have the time, lots of people don't have the time. Don't stop. Listen to podcasts, read books, read news articles, do things that are 10 minutes a day.
I think by people listening to you, period, just, you're 4:30 in the morning, you're at the gym, you're updating your LinkedIn, you're listening to 2 hours of podcast before you go into work.
Horrible, isn't it? It's horrible.
No, I think it's amazing. Some people are going to be inspired by that and they're going to be like, I can do this too.
There you go.
We're going to go to the 8 a.m. news right now. When we come back, we're going to continue the discussion. We're going to get more into the labor market and what those emerging industries are in Cayman.
Thank you, Kathy. Studio time now, minute after 8, brought to you with the kind compliments of Foster's.
When you're on the go, the experienced team at Foster's Pharmacy are here to help. Drop off your prescription while you shop or WhatsApp us and we'll prepare it, ready for your arrival.
Whether you need prescription or over-the-counter medications, blood glucose testing, or advice on vitamins and supplements, we're here early in the morning to late at night. Both of our locations at our Cayman Bay and airport stores are open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., Monday to Saturday.
For more info, visit fosters.ky/pharmacy. Foster's Pharmacy. Better health because we care.
This is the People's Radio Station. Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Kersley Fuller. The U.S. Coast Guard is coming to the Cayman Islands. The Diligence is visiting this weekend as part of routine port visits focused on crew welfare and vessel maintenance. The Coast Guard officers will get an opportunity for shore leave while they're here after, quote, extended operations at sea. The Diligence is a 210-foot cutter that carries out maritime safety and security missions throughout the Caribbean.
This has been an awesome experience.
We are doing an excellent job of representing Cayman.
It's truly been a learning experience.
Cayman is showing up in a big way at Care Festa, a regional event underway in Barbados that brings together artists, performers, and government representatives to showcase and share culture and heritage from across the Caribbean. Cayman sent an 84-person strong delegation to the event, participating in panel discussions about art and accessibility, singing in concerts, and also taking part in dance performances. The delegation is led by Culture Minister, the Honorable Isaac Rankin.
What I've seen here for this particular event hosted by the Barbados government, the heritage the display of culture, the inclusion of children, kids, youth into this particular Carry Festa. It's been nothing short of amazing.
Chief Officer Teresa Echeniki tells Radio Cayman not only is it a wonderful place to showcase Cayman's cultural preservation efforts, but also an opportunity to bring a taste of other Caribbean countries back home, especially for the team of young people who are on this year's trip.
We are so fortunate to have a large delegation with us that we can get the exposure, we can get the information, we can network, and we can learn from other Caribbean jurisdictions. But equally as important, we're able to recognize what we're also doing right.
Wednesday night, the Cayman Islands Dance Company got an opportunity to perform in a special event, which brought together dance companies from across the region. There's a couple days left for you to weigh in on government's first 100 days in office. The National Coalition for Caymanians Government wants your input with a short survey posted online at publicconsultation.gov.ky. The survey asks what government should, quote, start, stop, and continue to better serve the people. Responses will be reviewed by the Department of Communications and shared with other government teams to, quote, inform future planning, policy, and communications. All feedback is anonymous and will, quote, be kept strictly confidential and used only for research purposes. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which takes us out of the newscast. I'm Carsley Fuller.
BBC News, I'm John Shea. President Zelensky has said the world must respond firmly after Russia again attacked Ukraine with one of its heaviest bombardments of the war. Rescue efforts are continuing after a night in which Ukrainian officials say at least 16 people were killed in the capital, Kiev. The attacks damaged premises used by the EU and Britain. Both are summoning their Russian ambassadors. 7 migrants deported from the United States to Rwanda have become the first group to arrive there under a new deal. Rwanda said only 4 would remain. 3 have opted to return to their home countries. 2 Microsoft employees have been fired after they took part in a sit-in protest against the firm's ties with Israel. A media investigation found the Israeli military was using Microsoft software to store recordings of phone calls made by Palestinians living in the occupied West Bank and Gaza. Researchers say climate change made this year's record wildfires in Europe significantly more fierce. Scientists say reduced winter rainfall, followed by high summer temperatures, helped spread the flames. A Tanzanian opposition party has lodged an urgent legal complaint after its presidential candidate was banned from October's election. The Election Commission said Luhaga Mpina hadn't met the membership requirements to stand. President Samia Suluhu Hassan is widely expected to secure re-election. Demonstrators in Indonesia are protesting for the second time this week against what they see as excessive pay and benefits for politicians. More than 4,000 police have been deployed across Jakarta. A major airline group says the upper age limit for commercial pilots should increase to address staff shortages. The International Air Transport Association has proposed raising the age to 67. And Australia has announced plans to install an underwater bubble curtain to protect the breeding grounds of the giant Australian cuttlefish from toxic algae. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road and in Boddentown, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin are the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road or Boddentown. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Healthcare Pharmacy, caring about your health for the past 25 years. Radio Cayman's premier health show.
Alzheimer's and dementia, are they the same disorder?
Yeah, I think that's a very important question.
For the Health of It with Tara Bush. For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
Is heard on Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. and on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Brought to you by Healthcare Pharmacy in Grand Harbor, where they care about your health. Transfer and refill your prescription online. Visit healthcarepharmacy.ky or call 947-8900. Healthcare Pharmacy, now with a second location in Governor's Square. Healthcare Pharmacy, where they care about your health.
Radio Cayman Super Jam Show, the #1 drive time entertainment show on your radio.
Brought to you by these kind sponsors.
The Cayman Islands Football Association, CIFA, building a better future for Cayman football.
Cayman Insurance Center.
Don't take chances with your family's future or your valuable assets. Call me today, Michael Webster, at 925-5433.
UWI Open Campus, on-site, online, and on demand.
Visit open.uwi.edu. Call them today at 946-8322.
Super Jam.
Also brought to you by
Cayman Airways. Call them at 949-2311 to book your non-stop flights to Los Angeles and Panama.
And Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga wholesalers. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola.
The #1 drive time entertainment show on your radio.
The 8 a.m. weather update, brought to you by
CG Britcay, where people come first.
Top of the morning to you. Let's check in with weather, see what's happening. Current temperature is 85 degrees. Relative humidity is 84%. The barometric pressure is 29.97 inches and rising. The wind is east-northeast at 5 knots. Overnight low temperature was 78 degrees. Synopsis indicate residual moisture from a tropical wave west of the Cayman area will continue to bring cloudiness and some showers today as it continues to drift westward. Light winds and slight to moderate seas will prevail through the next 24 hours, and radar imagery shows scattered showers in and around the Cayman area moving towards the west. Now, the forecast for the Cayman Islands for today, calling for cloudy skies with a 40% chance of showers and some thunder. Temperatures today will be in the low 90s with a heat index near 105 degrees Fahrenheit. Your winds will be east to southeast at 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be slight to moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with a cloudy spells and a 40% chance of showers and thunder, and temperatures dipping to the low 80s tonight. Your winds will be easterly at 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be slight to moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. Today's high tide will occur this afternoon at 2 minutes past 1, with a low tide again tonight at 3 minutes after 7. The sun will set this evening at 6:42 and will rise tomorrow morning at 10 minutes after 6. And the outlook is calling for light winds and slight seas with a decreased chance of showers from Saturday morning. And that's the very latest on your weather report.
Hey folks, thanks for your patience. We'll be taking off very shortly. You should be wheels up in about 40 minutes. And due to a bumpy ride, snacks and beverage service has been suspended. AC is giving us some trouble. Sorry folks. And Wi-Fi is out. And so is the entertainment. Yeah, I'm sorry about the smell, folks. We are aware.
I know.
Just one more quick note. We are going to have to deplane.
Come on!
We're like the plane ride that isn't a nightmare. CG Britcay. Good like that.
The 8 a.m. weather update, brought to you by
CG Britcay, where people come first. Are you feeling overwhelmed, sad, stressed out, or suicidal and need support? Call 1-800-534-6463. K-Mind, Mental Health Helpline. It's okay to ask for help. K-Mind Mental Health Helpline, available from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Friday. It's free and confidential support and guidance on your emotional and psychological health.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Good morning again. This time we take a look at what's happening on our roads as we check the pulse of the pavement. Coming from the east on Shamrock Road and Rex Creighton Boulevard, flowing at a moderate pace. Steady traffic on the Linford Pearson Highway and coming off of Bobby Thompson Way and continuing on to Huldah Avenue as we turn attention to downtown Georgetown on 8wood Street, flowing at a moderate pace. Shedden Road, moderate flow of traffic as well. Owen Roberts Drive, light traffic as well as on Owen Roberts Drive. Coming from the West Bay four-way stop is flowing at a good pace. As we look to the West Bay Road, traffic is moderate in both directions, especially from the Ritz. And coming off of the Astley Tibbetts Highway, steady but flowing traffic continuing on to Northstown Road. Edward Street, of course, is light, and Industrial Park area flowing moderately. Join us again at about 10 minutes past 12. We'll give you another look at traffic.
There's something new at Subway. Indulge your taste buds with our new barbecue pork rib sandwich tender. Smoky pork ribs smothered in sweet and tangy barbecue sauce, built just the way you like it. It's bold, rich, and seriously satisfying. But hurry, it's here for a limited time only. Order now on the Subway Cayman Islands app for quick in-store pickup, or get it delivered with Bento or Let's Eat. The all-new barbecue pork rib sandwich, only at Subway. Subway, eat fresh.
Yummy.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Are you feeling overwhelmed, sad, stressed out, or suicidal and need support? Call 1-800-534-6463. K-Mind, Mental Health Helpline. It's okay to ask for help. K-Mind Mental Health Helpline, available from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Friday. It's free and confidential support and guidance on your emotional and psychological health.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Tune in every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. for Radio Cayman's Midday Newscast. Radio Cayman, the people's station, your trusted official source for the latest news. The 12 p.m. news is proudly brought to you by Health City Cayman Islands. World-class healthcare within your reach.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning. Welcome back to The Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and we are talking all about AI and Cayman's future workforce. I have with me in studio Tamsin Deasey-Weinstein. She's a director at UCCI and the AI expert, as I like to refer to her as. I think you're the number one AI expert in Cayman, so maybe I'm giving you more and more accolades as the show goes down. Love it. I want to let our listeners know that we are taking calls. So if you have any questions or comments you want to share with us, the numbers to call are 1-800-534-8255. That's toll free from Flow. 949-8037, 949-6990, and 925-3261. You can call that number WhatsApp or WhatsApp text that number, 925-3261. All right, Tamsin. So now we're going to go more into Cayman's labor market, right? So you cited the UCCI labor market assessment showing a fundamental skills mismatch in Cayman, which you also mentioned previously. This is where your expertise is trying to match those skills, finding those gaps and filling those gaps. So what are the biggest gaps in Cayman right now?
Okay, so the really interesting thing when we did the labour market assessment was there was a complete digital skills across the board were a huge gap, and we're not just talking advanced digital skills, we're talking even basic level digital literacy. So interestingly, what we found when we spoke to employers, when we looked at the skills that were missing, there seemed to be digital skills missing at a base level. So people who didn't even understand basic digital literacy weren't able to use tech in any way. And then top level skills were missing. So if you think about cybersecurity or more specialized digital skills, we've got a huge gap in cybersecurity in Cayman, but the more technical skills. But we didn't have a gap in the middle. So we have a large percentage of people who have some level of digital knowledge and can use it for everyday tasks, but we still have a large percent of people who have the basic digital skills missing, or we don't have enough people at the top level. So that was a really interesting one, because it showed we're not just saying we've got IT skills missing, we're saying this is the breakdown of what we need and what we don't need. On the flip side, which is completely different to AI, a lot of employers were saying that especially people coming out of university or school or education, are missing basic communication skills and interaction skills, because our graduates and our young people are getting so used to doing everything on the phones and the computers, they've forgotten how to speak to people. Oh. So completely opposite of what we expected. They're going into work and they don't know how to communicate, they don't know how to answer a phone. Even things like time management doesn't seem to be as important to them. The skills that were kind of embedded 50 years ago, 30 years ago, they're losing them. So that was another one. And then it boils down to sector skills. So if you look at jobs gaps, we always have gaps in healthcare, nursing, doctors, etc. We always have gaps in construction. We always have gaps in financial services. All of our big sectors, tourism. If you look at the WRC postings of the jobs that we need to bring in, it's always our key sectors. We always have skills gaps in those areas. Right. So we looked at it from a full job perspective, and we also looked at it from a kind of task perspective.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So from your research, which industries in Cayman are currently experiencing the immediate disruption in job roles due to AI?
Yeah. So the biggest ones are, again, at the moment, the white collar jobs. So anything that's office based and anything that creates a repetitive task. So that's where AI helps the most at the moment, or hinders if you look at it from a skills gap point of view. AI really is there to fill tasks that you do on a daily basis. So it's not taking whole jobs at the moment. AI can't take a whole job. It can't become a lawyer, or it can't become a radio presenter or whatever that might be, because that's a series of tasks. Your job is made up of a series of tasks that you do throughout the day, and it might be able to do one of them but not another one. So let's take a marketing person, for example. An AI tool might be able to write an email, but at the moment, most people don't have the capacity to get it to then send the email, read the response, respond to that. It might be able to write content for social media, but most people don't have the knowledge to be able to then get it to post on social media, read replies, analyze the data. So it's not taking whole jobs, it's taking little bits of jobs. Now, you could buy or build 1,000 different AI tools that would completely take one person's job, but nobody's going to do that. Mm-hmm. We don't have the time, we don't have the capacity, we won't be able to plug them all together. And that's, I won't go into too much technical detail, but AI this year is all about agents. The buzzword is agents. And agents are not AIs that do one task, but they're AIs that, like we're saying, bulk all these together. Mm. So what they're saying now, what companies are saying now, is that we're not just going to give you an assistant, we're giving you an agent, and it will do a string of tasks and give you an output. But it's still not hugely intelligent. So, for example, you can go on ChatGPT, which has an agent aspect now, and you can say, I'm going on holiday next week to this venue. I want you to find a flight. I want you to give me the best prices, and I want you to book it for me. So that's stringing together research, analysis, actually physically booking. It can now do that. Which is amazing. But again, if you think about what part of a job role that might be to do that small bit. So it's nowhere near being able to take over a job. Nowhere near. Maybe never, maybe 30 years. I don't believe we're anywhere near that ever happening.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, please.
I was going to say there is that big fear. People are very fearful of AI taking over their jobs.
Extremely, because they don't understand. They listen to the hype, which everybody does. There's a lot of propaganda around it. There's a lot of, scary stuff in the press all the time about AI is taking our jobs and AI is doing this. But when you actually understand what it does, of course, so you can ask it to write a report, and it can give you an amazing report, and a report that far surpasses the capacity of lots of people. They would never be able to do a report of that standard. But it could only write a report. It can't make you a cup of coffee. It can't. There's lots of because it's trained purely to do that. So remember, these tools, they spend billions of dollars and billions of hours of manpower training it to do just that. So if a human was trained with that much money to do just that one task, it would be just as good.
That's true.
But it can't go and do something else. It can't fix the brakes on your car. It can't, like you say, do plumbing, or it might not even be able to do math because it's trained to do a research report. So it's not going to take people's jobs, but it is going to change them. So again, let's go back to the marketing aspect.
Because apparently marketers, as I've been hearing, we're out.
They're out of there.
we got to change career paths.
We've got to change career paths. So
I might join you in the AI master's course.
So a report came out a week ago. I think it was Microsoft. I read that many reports, I can't remember, but I think it was Microsoft. And they did a report on the 50 jobs that are going to be the most affected by AI at this time, given what we know, and the 50 jobs that are going to be the least affected by AI. And it's on my LinkedIn, so people will be able to find it and tell me I'm wrong. It might not be Microsoft. But the 50 jobs that are most affected were things like marketing, with things like customer service, with things like administration. So it was things that you go in the morning, let's say customer service, and you do the same tasks every day. So you might look at leads, you might make calls, you might log the feedback on the leads. It's a repetitive process. All of which at the moment can be done by AI. So an AI can analyse the data from the leads and it can tell you who to call. An AI can now make the calls. So there's lots of call agents that make the call, and they're so good. They sound like they can respond almost real time now. So an old issue used to be an AI bot would call, and the caller, the person at the other end of the call, would say something, and it took so long for the bot to analyse what they were saying and respond. It was like a 10-20 second delay.
Ooh.
By which point the person on the other end of the phone was saying, hello, are you?
A little suspicious.
Is there anybody there? But now it's almost instantaneous. So you can you wouldn't even know you were talking to an AI bot. It can then get all the data, transcribe it, analyze that, and tell you whatever you need to know from that data. So that's changing a whole big proportion of that job role. And without a doubt, that will move to an AI model for lots of big companies, because it's cheaper, it's faster, it's more efficient. It's taking away lots of different job roles in one. You don't need someone to analyze the data. You don't need someone to manually do it. You don't need people to manually make calls. It will do it quickly, and it might make 500 calls a minute rather than one call every 5 minutes. So you can see the benefit to employers.
Yeah.
And
productivity,
productivity rises hugely. So there are certain sectors where obviously there is people see the threat.
It's interesting because as a marketer, I've been able to use AI tools in a collaborative way.
Yeah.
Instead of thinking, oh no, I know maybe some graphic designers are a little upset with me,
yeah,
and whatnot. Still use them when I absolutely have to. But for being a little bit more productive and churning out the work, I love AI for that because it is a collaborative tool. I'm still using my ideas and executing, but it's just this assistant basically helping me get certain things done faster.
Exactly.
Without having perhaps to rely on more people to get those things done, right?
Yeah.
And I shared an example of a couple years ago. It was January 2024. There was a training, and it was about ChatGPT, and it was put on by the Marketing Association here. And I remember I reached out to the sales staff here, and we went to the training. All three of us went to the training. And Anita, who is my coworker here in sales, who used to also host the Business Buzz, Anita's in an era of her life. And I was so proud of her when she did this training, because it's in an era where, do I want to learn new things or no? Like, I'm good. You know what I mean?
And we all feel like that sometimes.
A lot of people do. And some people can be very intimidated by technology. And I wasn't sure how this training would be received, right? But we went to it, and I know, hopefully Anita doesn't get upset that I'm just calling her name out here on the show, but her response to this training was absolutely amazing. She was there like, I don't know what this is about, and then came out of there absolutely buzzing, and utilizes ChatGPT quite often in her work now every day.
I love that.
And it's a beautiful thing. So to hear her be like, oh, I loved this training. This is what I learned, and this is how it's helping me accomplish my work.
Yes.
That to me was a cherry on top, because it showed that no matter if you're fresh out of college and you're just learning the new skills, or you think you know everything by the time you're a certain age in life, it showed that there was much more to learn still, and that you can adapt it and be more productive. And that was, as marketers, I looked at that as a collaborative thing, and I was like, I like this.
Definitely.
You know?
That's a really good outcome.
It was really cool. We got to go to a commercial break right now. When we come back, we're going to go into some of the specific industries that you had spoken about in your reports.
Excellent.
All right.
Tired of burning cash at the gas pump and wasting time in traffic? Say goodbye to gridlock and hello to freedom with a Kimco scooter from Automotive Art. Trusted in over 100 countries, Kimco is now known worldwide for reliable, fuel-efficient scooters built to last. Perfect for Cayman's roads. With two models to choose from, the Agility 125cc for just $23.99 and the Agility RS Naked 125cc for $24.99. It's the smart, budget-friendly way to beat traffic and cut costs. Visit Automotive Art today and ride smarter with Kimco, because saving money should never mean slowing down.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
We have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future.
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance
or protecting your family's household investment.
From our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center,
specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Call today.
The wait is over. The crown awaits. The Lions and Leos Club of Grand Cayman proudly present the 42nd Miss Teen Cayman Islands pageant, returning August 8th, 2026. Are you bold, talented, and ready to shine? If you're between the ages of 15 and 18, this is your moment to step forward, showcase your brilliance, and embrace the journey of a lifetime. Visit the Miss Teen Cayman Instagram and Facebook pages for registration details. The crown is calling. Will you answer? Brought to you by the Lions and Leos Club of Grand Cayman.
Start. Stop. That's how long it takes to react to a child crossing the street. How long would it take you to apply the brakes? How long would it take the parents to forgive you? How long would it take you to forgive yourself? Slow down. Save a life. Not only theirs, but your own. Texting, speeding, and ignoring safety rules can cost lives. Visit gov.ky/road safety to learn more and help keep our roads safe.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Welcome back to The Buzz. I was here, guys. I am your host, Kathy Miller, and we are talking about AI and Cayman's future workforce. We have Tamsin Deasey-Weinstein, a director at UCCI, and our AI expert here, walking us through the reports that she had published on her LinkedIn. And those reports are AI and the Future of Work in the Cayman Islands, and Emerging Career Paths in Skills in Cayman You Shouldn't Ignore. So what we're talking about is the information that she has shared in these reports. We're diving into that information a little bit more. And I want to go into deeper into these reports now. So the research that you had identifies AI-driven data analysis, cybersecurity, as you mentioned, and technological literacy, so that digital literacy as top global skills. So out of these, which should Cayman prioritize? And I almost want to say the literacy, the digital literacy part.
Definitely.
Point?
Yes. So digital literacy is a huge thing that we need to get on top of in Cayman. So jumping forward a bit, really, one of my big passions is I believe that not just AI but digital literacy skills need to be embedded into the education system from primary all the way up to tertiary.
Okay.
So think about it. If every child at the age of 4 starts learning about AI, digital literacy, even in a gamification way, then by the time they get to secondary school, they're already experts at a young age. And then by the time they get to college level, it's part of their daily lives. So one of the things I do, I've got 2 children, they are 6 and 11. And while lots of parents are saying you can't go on an iPad, you can't use tech, you can't use this, I force my kids to use AI. Not force them. They don't even realise they're doing it. And that's the interesting thing. So some nights I read a book to them. Some nights we ask ChatGPT to create a story for us. And the children I'll say, right, kids, what do you want a story on? And they will tell ChatGPT and it will read their bedtime story personalised to them. But it's getting them used to using the technology. And it's giving them something bespoke, so it's amazing.
That's very cool.
It's really cool. Yeah. So I try and integrate it into their daily lives. My daughter loves YouTube videos. So she uses CapCut and different AI tools and she creates videos. Her face isn't on them, they're completely not personal to her. And then she posts them on YouTube and she's learning about digital marketing, she's learning about AI, she's learning about video. So I integrate it into their hobbies and daily lives to make it just part of who they are, so that by the time they are leaving school, leaving universities, it's just like, reading and writing. It's an everyday skill. Yeah. And I think that's something that we need to be doing, not just with our kids, but also with our adults. And this is the biggest thing in terms of education. We always think about the kids and we always think about the future of education, but what about the people already in the workforce? And the people in the workforce, we have to be giving them new skills now, because they're already they're the people that can work. They have the work skills, i.e. when you come out of university as a graduate, even though you have the technical skills, you don't always know how to do a day's work, because it's a very different thing, isn't it? And you learn on the job. The people already on the job know how to do a day's work. What they need to learn is the technical skills to be able to fit their changing job roles. So we need to be embedded. We need to be funding digital skills, whether that's the employer funding them, the government funding them. We need to make them accessible to everybody. And cost is a big barrier. So we need to ensure that people have the capacity to do them. We also need to get better at online learning. So for a lot of people, if they're at work all day, they go home to their families at night. Transport is sometimes an issue. We don't have an amazing public transport system. People out in the East End might not have the capacity to get into a physical space in Georgetown. So we need to make online learning a lot more accessible. So these are some of the things that we could be looking at immediately. Free digital skills, online digital skills. It needs to be inclusive. It needs to be for everybody, not just for the people who have the money or the time to access it. We need to upskill everybody.
I agree with that. Education should be for all, not who can afford it.
Definitely.
100%. Okay, so if we consider our top economic pillars, right? And a lot of these industries here, we're drawing in a lot of expats to work in these top economic pillars, which are legal and financial industries. Those are the top 2. So how is AI reshaping these industries in Cayman?
Yeah, so in terms of things like legal and financial services, it's completely revolutionizing the processes. So think about what a lawyer does on a daily basis. Most of the things that they do are procedural. They follow a strict set of rules, a very strict set of rules. Lawyers have to be able to research, they have to be able to understand rules, they have to be able to write contracts, but nothing is started from scratch. So there's a template for everything. And that's why AI can do it, because AI understands templates and rules and can create an output from the templates and the rules that you give it. So the biggest issue that we're finding in sectors like legal and financial is the bottom tier of jobs that go in. So the top level strategic lawyers are still remaining in their positions, but the people at the bottom level, the graduates, the interns, the legal assistants, the people who are starting in the roles, the companies are using AI to do it rather than using people, because they don't have to teach them, or they have to teach them once and then they can press a button and it goes away and does it. You don't have the issue with people being off sick or taking holidays or getting pregnant or whatever that might be that humans do, because we're humans. And we get a faster output, it's cheaper. So unfortunately, it's creating this. So I coined this term. We all know about the glass ceiling. And when you get to a certain level in a company or an organisation, there's this hypothetical glass ceiling that people say they can't get through. I coined the term the silicon floor, that graduates and young people and students can't actually get to the career ladder anymore because AI is wiping out that first rung of white collar jobs. And the silicon floor is so slippy that they can't get to the career ladder because AI is doing it. So it is something that we need to think about for our young people, or people changing careers, people in midlife who want to change careers. Because if you can't learn from the bottom, how are you ever going to learn? So while it's wiping out that bottom rung of careers now, the people who are currently legal assistants and starting positions go on to become the managers and then the directors. But if they're not learning from the bottom, who's going to do that going forward?
So the learning from the bottom, if there's AI programs that might be now doing the tasks that the human was doing, how can they, I guess, get on some sort of a learning pathway to be ready to be that kind of, to hit those entry-level jobs that will be available for them?
And that's the key thing. We as a country have to look at what the new jobs are going to be. So the jobs will still be there, but they'll be different. So you're not going to hire an assistant who's going to go away and research legal files and write contracts and draft whatever, because the AI will do that. What you might hire is somebody who will oversee what the AIs are doing, be the human interaction and sign them off. So let's say I give ChatGPT a job to do something. Even if I train it with loads of, when I say train it, it means I give it lots of data. Even if I give it loads and loads of documents and give it a really strict instruction of what to do, it's probably still only going to be 75% accurate. Mm-hmm. So you still need a human who can look at that, whatever it gives you as an outcome, and say, change this, change that, we need to do this, rewrite it. You still need a human to do that. So the new jobs are going to be people who know how to work with these outputs and know how to work with these tools and make it 100% accurate. And that's what we need to be doing as a country, as sectors, as universities. We need to be understanding what we need to be teaching those people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the next big pillar in our economy is tourism.
Yes.
So in your reports, it does touch on tourism, right? It touches on all these things that we're talking about here. But the digital and sustainable tourism part, how does that intersect with AI?
Yeah, so AI is really transforming the tourism aspect in lots of different ways. One of them is because of us as the end consumer. We have got used to having things completely personalised. So we're no longer comfortable with off-the-shelf, travel or anything in life. Think about the way we watch TV. We don't watch 4 channels anymore and get what we're given. We turn on an iPad and we flick through channels. We watch 30 seconds. Everything is personalised.
We're watching 3 different things on 3 different devices, really.
Exactly. We have become so we want everything here now personalised to us. It's changing the tourism industry because we have to be giving people what they want in terms of, you don't go to a travel agent anymore and book a package. You don't go, I want a 2-week break in Mykonos, give me your best price. Everything we do is personalised. And then for the individual companies, it's a lot more competitive. So data analysis is a huge thing in tourism. Can we analyse where our visitors are coming from? Can we analyse where we are losing people? Can we analyse our room bookings? Can we analyse, tourism industry needs to understand data now, and they need to analyse it to be able to get an output that they need to increase their revenue or whatever that might be. So even basic level, and it's not just the strategic jobs, even basic jobs in tourism are changing. The whole world is becoming data-driven. So anyone thinking about going into tourism, I would say to them, look at digital marketing, look at data-driven courses. Even if it's not your main course, look at these, because this is what's going to give you the competitive edge going forward.
In data analysis.
Data analysis, yeah.
Okay, love it. Okay, so that's a learning pathway in a sense for tourism.
Exactly.
What people could consider. Okay, so in the reports as well, it was cited, and I believe in that, I forget the name of it, the emerging industries in Cayman. It was cited that healthcare, construction, green tech, green tech, solar are really big industries in Cayman. That they're really afraid that we're not going to have the people to fill those job roles because the gaps aren't there, or the skill gap is there. So how can we take certain pathways, I guess, if we're going to go into, if we want to be into healthcare or it's construction? I know I just threw two different industries at you. But what would be, I guess, the learning pathways there to get us more competitive and
so
fill those holes?
I would say generically, whatever pathway you're going into, think about what it might look like in 10 years' time. So think about what are the skills that we need now and what might it look like in 10 years' time. And to give yourself the competitive edge, learn some of those skills. So healthcare is a huge one. It's a massive passion of mine. AI in healthcare is one of my biggest passions because AI is fundamentally going to change healthcare. It's going to make us live longer. It's going to make us live better. It's going to give us all a better quality of life. There's actually a few... I know of a few practitioners in Cayman at the moment who are already integrating AI massively into the way they run their businesses, not just from the back-end services, but from the healthcare perspective. So you can walk into a doctor's in Cayman now, and cost is a premium at the moment, and that's a problem. But you can do blood tests and genetic testing, etc., and it will track over time the diseases you are likely to get based upon the data that it's seeing. So let's say it does a blood panel and you do another one in 6 months and you feed into it the data from your Apple Watch or your Fitbit or whatever you've got. And that's why it's so good at the moment, because there's so much data on a person. We all track our sleep, we track our health, we track our food, we track everything. Our water intake. Like, we know there's so much data about every single person. There's doctors in Cayman now that feeds all that information in, and whenever a pointer changes, whenever something changes, they can say to you, this is because of this, and you're more likely to get this, this, and this. But if you do this, like if you stop eating this and exercise more, down to the very minutest level, you won't get this disease, or it will stop it, or it will... So healthcare is changing. It's absolutely fascinating.
And prevention is better than cure.
Prevention.
So being armed with this knowledge, why wouldn't you utilize it?
Exactly. So at the moment, this is massively expensive tech. So only the people who have the money can afford it. But again, in 10 years' time, it won't be. Because as things become more widespread, the cost goes down.
Right.
So this will become the future. And what they're saying is, I know I've gone completely off tangent, what they're saying is it can almost eradicate disease, because we'll be able to spot things before they happen. But going back to what the question was about jobs, look at what the future is. Look at the future of healthcare. Look at the future of construction. So what things happen in construction? They're using drones. They're using IoT. They're using technology to build, to plan for safety on the construction sites. And teach yourself some of those skills. Even if we don't offer the training in Cayman, go online and find the training in the future of construction, in drone technology, in smart building systems, and learn some of it, even as an add-on, because it will help you get that job in the future.
That is excellent advice, because that is such a huge industry in Cayman, and we know we're importing so much labor for construction, for healthcare.
Yeah.
So great advice there. Okay. All right, and because we know that these industries are coming up, this is what business owners have said in Cayman. We do not have the people that can fill these skills.
Yeah.
So if we know that, we need to get to being upskilled.
We need to
train within those skills, and we need to do so by providing the opportunities for the people to be skilled.
Yes.
Yeah.
We do.
So
we do.
There's that knowing this is great, but not doing anything about the knowledge we're armed with.
Yes.
Is a whole other can of worms. Okay, so I want to say we're going to put the commercial break right before 9 a.m. I'm just letting Susan know live on air right now because I just want to continue with this part of the convo right now. I think it's great. Okay, so there's also blue economy, which I've never really heard that term before.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Blue economy opportunities like marine tech. And we are a, history being a seafaring nation.
Yeah.
People love the water here.
Yes.
So marine industry, I think, is a great one for Cayman. I don't think a lot of people necessarily look at it, but why not? So how realistic are, I guess, the blue economy opportunities?
Yeah,
for Caymanians?
I mean, it's obviously not as widespread as things like legal and financial, but there is a massive emerging market there. And I think it was the World Bank who stated that the region was a big growth area in this sector. And it's really tasked with looking at data from the ocean to change our environment, to build policy. It can look at things like coral bleaching or even tidal patterns to stop hurricanes, and it looks at emergency protocols for hurricanes. Like, it's actually an amazing sector. You would never even think that people monitor the weather patterns and the tidal patterns using AI to predict hurricanes to stop disasters from happening. Now, I know, don't quote me on this, I did have a meeting with Hurricane Awareness a few months ago, and off the cuff they mentioned that one of their staff was doing some AI training in hurricane awareness, and I believe it's on this. And if it is, that puts Cayman way ahead of lots of other countries. And I am going to find out more about that, actually, because I am really interested.
I'd love to hear about that too. Yeah.
But again, think about the national impact that can have if our country is using AI to monitor and predict when disasters could happen, to get people off the island, to prepare better. Think about the impact on the nation. Yeah. And I believe we're already using it. So I will find out more about that. But it is a growth sector. It's something we're not doing a huge amount about at the moment, but it is a growth sector. And the World Bank has said we should be looking at it.
So marine tech is definitely something Caymanians should be looking at as well.
Yeah.
Which is also different. That's it's an interesting career to go into, or career field to go into.
Yeah, and AI will open up lots of new careers.
Yes.
Cybersecurity is another huge one that we didn't touch about. We've talked about AI, IT as part of other career pathways, but IT generically. If people want to go into IT, amazing. Obviously, with AI, you're never gonna be short of a job going into a field that includes AI. But cybersecurity is a huge one here. Cybersecurity is blowing up because of AI, because there's so many more threats to hacking, etc. So
I want to plug in and say the salary for being a cybersecurity person is quite attractive.
It's very good. It's very good. So if money is a driver, definitely look at it. But yeah, there's lots of new opportunities, and that's a key takeaway from this. People always worry about the jobs that are being taken away, but start thinking about the jobs that are being created, because you can really position yourself to be at the forefront of these new jobs and have a good career ahead of you.
That's that mindset, that glass half full.
Exactly.
Yeah. I love that, Tamsin. That's awesome. So I'm cognizant of the time. We have about 9 minutes, and I want to talk about kind of the future and what you're doing in Cayman to kind of close those gaps. So you talked about a national AI upskilling and reskilling program. You briefly touched on that there.
Yeah.
So you want to summarize that again? Because I know you said you wanted to talk about the primary school education level to implement AI programs from there.
Yeah.
And there's also a steering committee that might be happening, or that is happening. I don't know if we can mention that, but
Yeah, so I think we're kind of at a turning point in Cayman at the moment. I think the country is ready now to absolutely run with AI, and I know that the government are very behind this. They're very passionate about it. They're very innovative. We need to be looking at a few things, really. We need to be looking at the current education system and how we implement AI into it. Like we said, from primary school level all the way up to tertiary. So at UCCI, we've started to do some of this. We have AI courses as part of our mandatory education. So almost all of our students do an AI module. It's a basic AI module, but it gives them some understanding. And we are rolling that out further at the moment. So we're going to be doing a weekend course for adults, which will be basic AI literacy. Which potentially I might be running. I'm not quite sure yet, but that will be a rolling program. So for adults who want to know, the basics, they can come in, they can learn. It will be very hands-on and practical.
Awesome.
It's a start. We still have a very long way to go, but at least it's a start. All of our students that come to us full time, so associates and bachelors, do a module on AI as part of their course. And that was a really important thing. It's not a computer science program. It's not something that only the tech students do. Everybody has to do it. Okay. So we are building upon that. We also trained all of our faculty. We have about 90 faculty, and our admin staff all did AI courses last year. So, you know, we have to train the trainers at the end of the day. They need to understand it. That in the future, what will happen is that every course in every university or college in every world will have AI embedded. So marketing will have AI, construction will have AI. It will change every course, but it's kind of baby steps at the moment.
You know what's interesting to me is because government really has to understand what's happening with AI and how it's going to impact our workforce in the future, right? And, you know, government does have a collaboration with UCCI through the Civil Service College as well.
Yes.
I would love to see, and this is going to be a little bit of pressure, a bit of a challenge I'm going to throw out there. I would love to see government offering, as you do the courses for the civil servants with UCCI, I would love to see these AI courses being part of that civil service college partnership that government has with
That's
UCCI.
actually a really good point.
Because
I love that.
We're talking about upskilling our people.
Yeah, let's start there.
This is the way government can do it within everybody in government that needs to upskill with AI tools.
I love that.
I think it would be great. So that's my challenge out there to government, and why not?
No pressure. No pressure.
No pressure, but that's my challenge out there. You also recommended a national AI and workforce strategy.
Yeah, so we do need to have a national strategy because we need to have a direction as to where we're going, and a lot of that is about upskilling the current workforce. Like we were saying, we need to do a variety of things. Really, we need to make it easy for people to upskill. So, like we said, on a personal level, it needs to be free or partially funded. We need to give people the opportunities to learn. We also need to link the education to jobs. So there's different ways you can do that. You can give people companies incentives for employing AI trained people. There's also a big thing about permits. Do we need to bring in some highly skilled individuals in AI for a set period of time to train our community? So you could put a time-sensitive permit on it that we want to bring in 100 AI experts, and we'll give them a permit for 3 to 5 years, and that's their term. And in that time, they're tasked with training X amount of people, with bringing industry up, with working with businesses, and after that time, they leave, and then our community is, more established. So there's lots of different facets to a national AI strategy, looking at the economic benefits, the education benefits. But yeah, we're almost on the cusp of starting something.
I think it's awesome. I would love to somehow be roped in if you guys need any help.
Right, that's it.
It's something I'm very fascinated with. So I have to say, I'm also interested to learn more as always. So if we were to look ahead to, let's say, 2030, what would your best care vision of Cayman's AI-enabled workforce look like?
So for me, 5 years is it 5 years? I've lost track of how old I am in time.
2025 right now. Time's going fast.
It's going so fast. 5 years' time, the biggest thing for me is that AI education is mandatory and our employers are on board and that people are working together. We'll still be at the infancy. These programs take 20 years to even start seeing, huge results. But one of the big things that I want to do is break down silos, because there are people on the island who are using AI. The big companies will be integrating AI, but it's leaving the little companies behind. Yeah. And we have people reach out to me on LinkedIn every day going, how do I learn? What do I do? Where do I start? People genuinely don't know what to do. So if we can get a community working together and helping each other, that's how we succeed. So I'm starting, it's not a UCCI project, it's a personal project. I'm setting up some AI meetups online monthly. It's not sales, nobody's selling. I'm just trying to bring people together to learn together, because we can always keep learning. But it's about breaking down those silos and getting people helping each other.
I love that. Okay, so if there's any final thoughts you'd like to leave with our listeners in regards to AI and our future workforce, go for it.
Probably don't be afraid. download a large language model, log into ChatGPT, log into Claude, try something. It won't work the first time. You'll get a terrible result, but just keep trying. Don't be scared. Listen to a podcast, play with tools. Don't spend any money. Just have a go with things.
Yeah. And I didn't with ChatGPT, I didn't spend any money, and I've upgraded to a subscription service because
Excellent.
I use it so much.
Exactly.
It's super helpful for me, and I get a lot more done. I'm a lot more productive.
Yeah.
I don't only solely rely on it. Of course, I have to edit, verify. Okay, is this stuff right? Let me check the links, the sources that you've shown here. Okay, it's right. So, it does take a little bit of time still that you have to put into it, and no problem at all, because you want to make sure what you're doing, what you're putting out there is right?
Yes.
A journalist doesn't just write an article and it gets published. It has to go to the editor.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing.
Couple editing processes.
Same
so
thing.
That's what you're going to do with using ChatGPT or any of these AI tools, right?
Yeah.
You want to make sure your stuff is right. Thank you so much,
No,
Tamsin,
thank you
for
for
joining
having
us.
me.
It was great to have you and to talk about the emerging industries in Cayman and how we can get our future workforce AI ready.
Thank you very much.
No problem. It was awesome. We're going to go to some commercials right now because I know I missed the earlier commercial break. And then we have the 9 a.m. headline news.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Tired of burning cash at the gas pump and wasting time in traffic? Say goodbye to gridlock and hello to freedom with a Kimco scooter from Automotive Art. Trusted in over 100 countries, Kimco is now known worldwide for reliable, fuel-efficient scooters built to last. Perfect for Cayman's roads. With two models to choose from, the Agility 125cc for just $23.99 and the Agility RS Naked 125cc for $24.99. It's the smart, budget-friendly way to beat traffic and cut costs. Visit Automotive Art today and ride smarter with Kimco, because saving money should never mean slowing down.
It's a ladies' night of comedy at the Laughter Lounge. Who runs the World Edition? Ms. Jen from Jacksonville, Amber James from Indianapolis, and Gina G from Los Angeles by way of Chicago take over the mic for non-stop punchlines. Doors open at 7 with the show starting at 8 sharp. Round up your crew and secure seats. Tickets available at laughkman.com. Presented by Executive Services with Heineken Zero and Appleton, keeping the vibes right. Big energy, bigger laughs. Buy your tickets now before they're gone.
Brought to you in part by Radio Cayman.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
The U.S. Coast Guard's Diligence is visiting Cayman this weekend as part of a routine port visit focused on crew welfare and vessel maintenance. The Diligence is a 210-foot cutter that carries out maritime safety and security missions throughout the Caribbean. In international news, the UK Foreign Office has summoned Russia's ambassador after strikes on Kyiv killed at least 17 people, including 4 children. Dozens more were injured in the overnight strikes, which also damaged the British Council and European Union mission buildings. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky accused Moscow of choosing, quote, ballistics instead of a negotiating table, while the UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer says Russia's, quote, Senseless attacks are sabotaging hopes of peace. Meanwhile, Ukraine's army forces reported hitting an oil refinery in Russia's southern region. Moscow says it intercepted 102 Ukrainian drones overnight. And North Korean leader Kim Jong-un attended a military parade in the center of Beijing alongside Russian President Vladimir Putin and China's leader Xi Jinping. The Chinese leader has been trying hard to protect Beijing's power on the international stage, not just as the world's second largest economy, but also as a diplomatic heavyweight. She is emphasizing China's role as a stable trading partner, while Trump's tariffs have upended economic relationships. Those are your headlines. I'm Karsley Fuller.
Do you have a healthcare question but not sure who to ask? Contact HSA's Patient Call Center to speak to one of our experienced clinical team members. We are here to answer your questions and help guide you through your healthcare journey. Need to make an appointment? Our team can help. Contact HSA at 949-8600 or email info@hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News. The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Welcome back to The Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and we're pivoting now. We're going from AI into fashion. And, I'm going to ask my guest now, which is Miss Norma Ebanks. She's the founder of Creative Fashion and Design. I'm going to ask her now. Now, Miss Norma, I don't know if you heard any of that conversation earlier, but are you at all wondering if AI is going to do some fashion designs that might supersede yours?
I was just saying it. I'm like, AI
really
is like my best friend.
Okay.
AI for me, it's like, my husband can tell you, I am so much into AI. It helps a lot.
Awesome.
It take off some pressure off your little brain, but AI is the way to go.
Okay.
Is the way to go.
Okay. I just wanted to ask that, coming off that previous conversation I had, but I know we're here to talk about some other things, right? We're here to talk about, a major moment for you, which is the New York Fashion Week.
Yeah.
That's kind of a big deal. Big deal and you're also inspiring the next generation of fashion designers or tailors as well through your Cut, Sew, and Create, that summer sewing camp that you just had. Yeah.
Just finished.
So, and you have a back to school program?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's stuff for us to talk about this morning.
So we just finished our...
How did it go?
It went good. We have a total of 32.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
2 kids.
I remember the 2 little boys you brought in here.
We have a total of...
They were amazing.
They were.
I was blown away by those children.
And we had some amazing kids. You don't have to say to the parents. There is one that she came for 4 weeks straight until I said to the mom one day, she's natural. And the mom said yes, because her 2 grandparents sew. And I'm like, okay. Now I see it. That girl, she's just, when you see, as a parent, you see that gift. It's like a gift in her.
Yeah.
When she touched the machine, it's like, so she was everybody's competition.
Okay.
So summer camp was great.
Okay, awesome. I think 32 children being part of that camp is amazing.
Great, yeah.
Congrats, Norma.
So now we're looking forward to our after-school program, and don't forget, we have adult class also.
Right. So back to school program. Tell us about this, or after school program.
So we have our back to school program, which we have the after school program Monday to Friday. You can choose your day, and it's 3:30 in the afternoon until 5:30.
Okay.
And then we have the adult program. We only have evening class now, but we also have private class. So if you want to, have your own private class, you can contact me. We do that also. So on Tuesdays, we have advanced class. And advanced is for those who are ready, in the sewing industry and want to do pattern making or, push it to the next level. And then we have basic. So we have basic Wednesday and Thursday. And then we have our home decor and Saturday morning. So on Saturday is the only day we have morning class.
But hold on, why do I feel like I'm just hearing about home decor classes
Yes, we had home decor class.
What are we learning in that?
Home decor, we do soft furnishing. Christmas is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So we teach you about, how to decorate, that little living room or, mix and match your colors and how to cover. I just teach a student how to cover our dining table chairs. Okay. It's a little stuff like that we do in our soft furniture and home decor.
Okay.
How to build your own drape, your valances, and just little, soft furniture. We call it soft furniture because, they're
the pillows.
Yeah, the pillows.
Accent pieces.
Yes, accent pieces.
That's very cool. I didn't know you had that part as well.
Yeah.
So how is the back to school program structured?
So the back to school program structured. Last year we had Thursdays. We only had Thursdays and Wednesdays. But then we realized now most kids already have after school program. So parents will say, oh, my child is available on Tuesday. They can't do Wednesday or Thursday. So now we have from Monday to Friday. So you can choose your day.
Okay. You can choose your day.
You can choose your day.
And what does it look like when they're coming in? Like, what are they learning in this program?
It's not summer camp.
It's not summer camp.
It's not summer camp.
Gotcha.
So they do a project.
That's why it is a back to school program.
Yes, it's a learning. It's a program. By the time they finish, they're supposed to be able to make their own skirt, if it's a boy, or their own pants, shirt, tops.
Very cool.
So it's a program.
And how long is it? Like through the term?
It's a term. It's by the term. It's by the term. And then we have the adult. So classes in the evening is from 6 p.m. to 8.
Okay. And do they have to come with anything, walk with any tools? Or
Not for the first. Not for the first. After they sign up and they come. Yesterday we have orientation and we had 10.
Okay. Pretty good.
10. We had 10 sign up yesterday.
And what are your costs
basic
looking like?
For the basic, it's $200 a month.
Okay. That's very inexpensive.
Yeah.
Very, 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 very affordable. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That's very affordable for an after school thing that's about an hour and a half or 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for an entire month.
Yeah.
And now is that 1 day a week?
1 day a week.
Okay.
For the basic is 2. For the advanced is 1.
Okay. Basic.
For the after school is 1 day.
So that works out to like $25 a session pretty much.
Okay.
But you're learning some real
serious
real life skills there.
And as I said to the student last night, basic is 6 months. Mm-hmm. If you're doing 10 of doing 6 months, it's 6 months.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, cool. So, is there anything else about the back to school program that you want to let our listeners know about? Because, I want to talk about New York Fashion Week. I want to get into that.
So the back to school program, it's been going on now. This is our 5th year. Mm-hmm. This is our 5th year. So it seems like, something is going on. It's our 5th year. So far we have, last year, this year, the year before, we have over 15 graduates so far. So we have results.
Yeah.
We have a lot of results.
Have you kept in touch with any of the students that have gone through your programs, whether it's a summer program or back to school? What have they done with this? Do they continue?
They continue. We actually have about 3 now in university overseas.
Okay.
We have a couple
that are studying fashion design. Or...
Yes, studying fashion design, and then we have people on the island who have people say, you know what, I think I'm going to do it for retirement. Some people come for it just to learn, they may buy a machine. I have a lot of students who say, I bought a machine, but I want to learn how to use it. But then after they did a private class in using the machine, they go but what am I going to sew? So it's like, okay, let's take it to the next level, But for me, I own creative fashion and design. Mm-hmm. And I own creative fashion and design, which is a dressmaking, tailoring, fabric store establishment for over 23 years in the Cayman Islands. Mm-hmm. And what I see over the years, I have never employed a Caymanian to work. There is none.
Really?
There is none.
That's crazy to me.
And anybody can challenge me on that. There is none.
I'm not here to challenge you on that. I just find that's crazy.
There is none.
Because there's a lot of Caymanians that are very interested in fashion. And I'm sure I know that you've had Caymanians that have gone through your programs, right? They're not expat children per se. So I'm very surprised to hear that.
I actually,
very, very.
Actually, I have one.
Especially how obsessed people are with, how we present ourselves.
Yes, I have one who I'm going to take under my wing. She's supposed to be coming on board September. You'll hear about it.
I hope so. Okay.
Yes, I said, let me see if I can start the trend to see if, we can, more educate our young, Caymanians more about it. But it's a skill that, for some reason, they don't gravitate to it.
Yeah, that's interesting. But you've provided some great opportunities for Caymanians. So from locally with the Cayman Islands Fashion Week, right? There's that. Then there's internationally. You have been able to bring young models and some fashion designers out with you to New York, to Milan.
In the model field,
to
yes,
London,
that's growing.
To Russia?
Russia.
Yeah, so... you kind of have a big global impact.
London, Paris,
on
Milan.
And stuff. Yeah, I left out Paris,
Russia,
my bad.
Yes, Miami, New York.
So there's you have done a lot in exposing Caymanians to opportunities that are out there for modeling and in the fashion
in the model industry, yes. And I have taught a couple designers inspired and taught a couple designers well in the Cayman Islands that is now practicing design. And there are designers in the Cayman Islands.
We're going to talk about that. We got to go to our commercial break right now. We're going to get into New York Fashion Week, all about the show that you're doing there. And I know we have a Caymanian designer that's going to be down there as well, joining you. So we're going to get into those details after our commercial break.
Tired of burning cash at the gas pump and wasting time in traffic? Say goodbye to gridlock and hello to freedom with a Kimco scooter from Automotive Art. Trusted in over 100 countries, Kimco is now known worldwide for reliable, fuel-efficient scooters built to last. Perfect for Cayman's roads. With two models to choose from, the Agility 125cc for just $23.99 and the Agility RS Naked 125cc for $24.99. It's the smart, budget-friendly way to beat traffic and cut costs. Visit Automotive Art today and ride smarter with Kimco, because saving money should never mean slowing down.
The 7 a.m. Sports Report, brought to you by Dr. Wayne Porter, offering a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. Call 946-9020 to book your appointment today.
Follow Radio Social media, X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Interact with our talk shows on YouTube. Download our official Radio Cayman app, or you can log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky. You can also add us to WhatsApp
on 925-3261.
All the latest information, breaking news, community events, and more. Radio Cayman. The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Welcome back to The Buzz. We are in our final 15 minutes of the show, and I have Miss Norma Ebanks. She is the founder and great designer behind Creative Fashion and Design, and we just talked about a little bit about her back-to-school program. We touched on the summer camp that just wrapped up, and what I am excited now to hit on is the New York Fashion Week. It's coming up. It's next month. It's
so
literally 2 weeks away for you.
It's a week from
There's the New York Fashion Week Infinite Exposure Show. Sunday, September 14th. This is your show. Yeah.
And then we have TFL that we partner with, which is on the 13th.
TFL. What does it
The
stand
Fashion
for?
Life Tour.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So we also have the Fashion Life Tour that we have 9 models walking in the Fashion Life Tour show. And then we have the Infinite that you have myself and Al Ebanks have a designer. We're displaying our pieces there.
So hold on, you just can't slip that in. I was just saying, and you just said there's nobody Caymanian that has been interested in you can hire in your
as
shop,
a model,
right?
Yeah, as a model.
There's tons of models. Tons of models, but design-wise, right?
Design-wise, yeah.
And so I remember when Al Ebanks, and we all know him as one of the great artists in Cayman, absolute phenomenal artist and a great person. And shout out to Al, happy birthday. I know you just celebrated your birthday. Love you, and I know I was supposed to be there. I'm so sorry. I'm giving you a public apology. But I remember when he first...
Okay. I already given my apology, yeah. Mm-hmm.
He first came out during Cayman Islands Fashion Week showing a couple pieces. So I remember that. And I was like, okay, cool. And that wasn't that too long ago that I can remember. And boom, now he's going to be, I guess, showcasing with you at New York Fashion Week as a Caymanian designer.
For years.
It's awesome.
And, Al is Al, the best.
Yeah, he's real cool.
And I remember it's years now how, Al and I talk about printing his own fabric. And I encourage him, go for it, Al. He did it. And, he did on my show, Cayman in Style Fashion Week in April. And oh my God, the amount of shows reach out to me and Al.
Wow.
A lot. All mailbox were full.
That's amazing.
All mailbox were full.
Great feeling.
And I said, you know what, Al? Let's do this. These are the ones I know. And I have trust in this one. So guess what happened? I am doing the show. Let's do this one. And that was it. But this is Al design time.
Yeah, no, I love it. Is there any other designers from Cayman coming with you?
Just two designers from Cayman going.
Okay, which is you and Al?
Which is Al and myself.
Okay.
And then we have, it's about 14 models going New York from Cayman, some of which going from the 7th they're going to the casting for Runway 7 and Flying Solo. And then 9 of them will join me on the 10th, which we proceed our journey. The 10th, the 11th, the 12th, 13th, we come back on the 15th.
Okay. The day after your fashion show.
The day after the fashion show.
Are you going to be able to catch other shows while you're there?
Yeah,
I hope so.
Yes, that's why I'm bringing them that early, so I can give them, the experience of doing more than one show up there, and also give all the experience of, attending. And, while I'm there, remember, I am the CEO of Cayman Islands Fashion Week.
Yes, that's true. So you're going to be
doing a lot of scouting myself. And not only that, I'll be launching my line. Now, everybody, when can I get your pieces to buy? You can. Midnight on the 14th of September. The website, you'll see the website advertising. You can just go click on www.Norma Ebanks Design, and you can purchase my pieces.
It's about time.
Yeah.
Can I say that? Really, Norma? I think it's wonderful that you're doing that.
I know.
Way to go.
But I've been working on that website, getting all the...
You are now a
everything
fashion brand.
Website.
Way to go.
So
I think it's awesome.
Up. Finally.
You have some great pieces. Why shouldn't we be able to buy them,
It's just the time, 'cause it's not just pieces are just, it's a website. So you have to go into manufacturing, make sure you have product. That's when people order it.
That's true.
They can get the different sizes.
Here's my
so
stuff.
It's not
available.
Yes. So it takes time.
Yeah,
it takes time.
Yeah, I understand that. But I love that for you. I think that's a great transition for your career, what you're doing. We do have a call. So let's take the call. Good morning. Thank you for calling The Buzz.
Yes, good morning.
How are you doing today?
Okay, and you?
I'm good, thank you.
Say good morning to you guys too, Miss Norma.
Good morning.
Yeah, did you say concerning Caymanians wanting to join in with the fashion design?
Yes.
Did you say there hasn't been any Caymanians willing to join?
Well, recently, yes. Because we did an audition last week, and we did one yesterday, and I might say that we had 10 Caymanians who signed up.
Okay, and what are the age groups? What are the ages?
Oh, for the adult class, we have age from 18 to I think I see 65 was in the room.
Okay, and these people are looking to make this a career.
Yeah.
And some no. I think some you had mentioned that they're done with
Some-
their career, but they're looking to
So it's,
almost like a
I
hobby.
have, yes,
Yeah.
I have like 2 who want it as retirement. So everybody come for different reason. When you go to school, sometimes you go to school and you might start school as a doctor, but when you reach your 2 or 3 years, you decide, guess what happened? I don't think I want to be a doctor,
Yeah. And then I can understand, especially if, like hobby-wise.
Yeah,
you can
but
do something and be
hobby-wise,
productive.
it's a good trait to have.
Huge, great
It's
trait to have.
great trait to have.
Yeah.
Okay, because
But I think, are you referring to when she said she wasn't able to find Caymanians to hire?
To hire. I have a business. I have a business for 23 years, and I was saying I have never hired a Caymanian, and I did advertisement, everything.
Okay, so I'm sure there's young Caymanians out there who are willing to learn how when it comes to fashion design. But one thing about our young people, you see, once our young people are being paid, even when they're learning how to do things such as a trade, this encourages them even more, motivates them even more, because our young people know what money is.
No, but if you're going to school, you don't expect to get paid to go to school.
That's true.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Mom.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
If these young people are able to be paid something, even while they're in school, this will encourage them to continue to learn fashion design and to make a career out of it.
I agree, but that's not what she said. And I don't mean to cut you off, but I only got a couple minutes left, so I have some info that we need to get out about her show. So what she had initially said was about working there. She never said anything about hiring somebody who's in school and working there at the same time. And I'm sure if she had to hire somebody that was in school, she would be paying them, because when you hire somebody, you pay them, right? They're not just volunteering to work there, right? So, there is that. But it's the interest. She can't force people to apply to work there if they're not interested, or they might not see for themselves where this could take them. And that's why we have these kind of discussions here, because she's taking Al Ebanks, who we know as an artist. He does, don't kill me, Al, but it's all paintings and sculptures. There we go. That's the word. I was like, structures? That's not it. Sculptures. So somebody like Al, who one year, not in the beginning of his career, not even in the middle of his career, but at a certain point said, you know what, I'm going to try a little bit of fashion design and see what I can do here. And now...
Because he's an artist.
Yeah, he's an artist. And now he's going to New York Fashion Week. So it's a trajectory that he could see the opportunities presented. And that's what we're trying to show in discussions like this. So thank you for your call and trying to understand that part, because I think that was important too, right, to get out. Mm-hmm. So let's turn back to New York Fashion Week, because we have 4 minutes. So I want to make sure that you get all your information out there, right?
I answer your question.
Yeah, so much. I think so. Okay, so the pieces, well, you're going to have the website launched, and we're going to be able to buy from your website, which is normaebanksdesign.com. That's going to hit on midnight, September 14th. That is the day of your fashion show in New York that Al's also showing with you. So when it comes to preparing for something like this, New York Fashion Week is one of the most coveted fashion weeks.
Yeah.
So what goes into the preparation for yourself? Like, what do you want people to walk away with when they're seeing Cayman designers?
That we're small, or you will have said with a little bit, but with Talawa.
Yeah.
It's just to let, our Cayman people know that if you believe in yourself, we can do it.
Okay.
We can do it. Just believe in yourself, believe in your dream, and just take it to the next level. Don't be afraid to take your dream to the next level. Dream does come true.
It does.
It does
But
come
you have
true.
to put the work in.
But you have to put the work in.
Yeah.
I've been putting the work in for 23 years.
Yeah.
For 23 years.
And you're not just a fashion designer. Remember, you've added actress to the to the resume, right? Stock on up.
Actress, store owner, entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And the list goes on.
Thought leader.
Lecturer.
Yeah.
And the list goes on.
It's
teacher.
There's a lot.
There's
so I like to show the different careers and avenues that you can take when you go into this.
Yes.
So and the opportunities that you've also afforded people
Mhm.
from Cayman to get into this world, right? Very creative world. So the show is September 14th. Where is it taking place in New York?
So it's taking place at Chelsea.
In Chelsea?
In
Okay.
Chelsea. And then the other show is at the Westin.
Okay, nice.
Is at the Westin Hotel.
And I know that, we have some Caymanians in New York. So can they get tickets to the show, or
Oh, yeah.
is it going to be streamed online at all that we can watch? Because, I'd like to get in on that. If so.
The Infinite is actually working on that. I spoke to them about that yesterday.
Okay.
So
So
they're
hopefully we'll get
working
that
on
info.
that. So hopefully we'll get that info.
And what did I say? If there is tickets. So if anybody's out there and wants to, in Cayman or in New York, from Cayman, wants to check it out, how can they get tickets?
You can go to infinite.com. You can go to TFL.
Okay, the fashion
TFL,
line.
The Fashion Life Tour.
Fashion Life Tour, my bad.
Or guess what happened? Call me.
Okay.
Call Miss Norma at 9280-344 and I'll get you my discount.
Oh, hey, all
Yeah,
right.
there's a discount code that you will get to purchase your ticket.
Well, I like that. I like that.
Yes.
Okay, good
Or
promo.
call Al.
Yeah.
Al will give you the discount code that you can get to purchase your ticket.
Okay, well, we got a wrap, Norma. That was fast, right? That was really fast. So I'm going to give you a minute or two.
So if you are out there and you think you have it in it to become a dressmaker, a tailor, a fashion designer, it's your time. It's your time to shine. Just give me a call or visit our website at www.thecreativefashionschool.com or call me at 9280-344. And don't forget to visit Creative Fashion and Design for your dressmaking, tailoring, alteration, and bridal and tuxedo rental.
And I can vouch for her. I absolutely can. You know what they say, that the word of mouth is the best kind of advertisement, right? Those testimonials. Absolutely, boy, I could not get into this dress.
The best.
I didn't know how Norma made it happen, but she got me into that dress.
You're the best. After being in the business for so long, I've listened to my customer. I have dealt with a lot of concern, and I think I can say I'm the best.
You know what? Pop your collar.
I'm the best.
You should. I'm with that. I'm not going to argue that at all. I'm not going to argue that at all.
Whatever I do, I put my all in it. I put my passion in it. My client, they can tell you, I put my passion in it.
Oh, you do. You're very passionate. Yes.
I'm very passionate.
I love having you on the show. So thank you for sharing your experience. New York Fashion Week is coming up September 14th for you. Get in touch with Norma if you're going to be in New York. You want to see the show. There's at least 14 models from Cayman going.
Come out and support
And a
us.
Caymanian designer and artist is also showcasing his collection at New York Fashion Week with Norma.
So if you're in New York, please reach out to Al or myself. Come out and support us.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on The Buzz.
Thanks for
I think it's my
having me.
last August show, and then we're in September next month, which is great. That's when kids should be back in school, is Monday.
I know. The traffic wasn't bad today, though.
No, it was all right.
Yeah, the traffic.
For me, I live like 2 minutes away, so it's
Oh my
really
God!
bad.
For me,
I
I'm
know.
coming all the way from Bontown.
I know.
But the traffic wasn't bad.
Good.
Traffic wasn't bad.
Good to know. All right.
So, hey, everybody, have a blessed day. God bless you and be safe.
All right. Have a great day, everyone.
The Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And Kirk Market, experience a world of choice. And Automotive Art Cayman, your car, our passion.
This is Radio Cayman Breakfast Session. Sweet like sugar. 89.9 in Grand Cayman and 93.9 in the